I'm about to explain a concept I've never heard anybody talk about in my entire life. It's called the overshoot effect. Now, this ties into hypergamy, and this is going to show you exactly, literally to the T, why you can't land 8s, 9s, or 10s, and what you can do about it. Okay, I'm telling you these things because they're fixable, they're changeable. You can improve your skill set and work your way up the graph to get the women you truly desire. That's why I'm making this video. So, when you look at this graph, I'm gonna break it down step by step. On this axis, you have dating skills. Okay, this is your skill set as a man when it comes to your dating. And this is a combination of things, right? This is your overall value as a man, but also your dating skills, because you could have a guy very rich and successful, terrible with women, right? Very, very handsome, god awful with women. And he's not gonna be in this category because he's terrible. So it takes a couple different things. At this axis on the bottom, we have a woman's value, right? 0 to 10, your dating skills are 0 to 11. It'll make sense when I break down this video. Now, we need to talk about how we categorize women and dating skills, okay? So let's start with your dating skills and how do you get to yourself, what is your number, right? How do we get to a number? 0 to 2, you're invisible to women. I mean, you've maybe had sex before one time, maybe. Your dating game is trash. 0 matches online. You've never approached a woman. You can't get a girlfriend. You might be a virgin. Hopefully don't hate women yet, right? I mean, you can't get any worse at dating if you're a 0 to 2 in terms of dating skills. A 3 to 5, you're struggling, right? You can get laid with the balloons, the whales, right? You're playing in, like, you picked up the 7-Eleven cashier. I mean, we're in dark territory when you're a 3 to 5. You're struggling, right? You're not dating the woman you want to date. It's very sporadic. It's not consistent. Barely any matches, barely any dates, etc. If you're a 6 to 7, you are competing, okay? You're in the arena now. You graduated from the 7-Eleven cashier. That's a 50-year-old Indian woman. But you're still dating not very attractive women. Like, you can consistently hook up with 5s. That's basically where you're at. Once in a blue moon, you get someone 7 or up. But typically, if you're a 6 or 7, you get decent amount of matches, but the matches you get online are not attractive women, right? They're 5s, they're 4s. And the same goes for in person. Maybe you're hammered and you hook up with some girl, but that's kind of the side of it. You're not skilled. When you're an 8 to 9, you are an elite player, okay? Now, you don't have to be a playboy to be an elite player. You can have a girlfriend. But an 8 to 9 is someone that consistently gets 7 to 8 girls, which is a high rating for a fucking girl, okay? If a woman's a 7 or 8, she is attractive. And that's the role you play in. You can pick up any 5, 6 you want like that. Not even a big deal. But you're consistently in the territory of going out and hanging out and being intimate with women that are a 7 or 8. Now, if you're a 10 plus, you're God mode. You're now competing and hanging out and dating the women that pro athletes date, celebrities date, billionaires date. You're in that territory. You can DM a celebrity. You're on the best dating apps. You're matching with the elite women. You're going out with them. You're being intimate with them, etc. You've had long-term relationships with very, very elite women, famous women, whatever it is. There's no one there's no one you can't get, more or less. This is how we devise a man's ranking of his dating skills. Now, we have to talk about how do we classify women and their value, right? Because it's not just looks. It's never just looks. There has to be more that goes into it. And so it's a 3-pronged approach, right? It's looks, it's their past, and it's their behavior. So if she's a supermodel, but has 1,000 bodies, like Lily Phillips, she's not a fucking 10 on a value scale. Like, there's no way. Even if she treats you, her behavior to you is amazing, you can't the numbers don't add up. And the same goes for she's a virgin, and the best behavior, like she kisses the ground you walk on, but she's ugly. She's not a 10. Like, you need the trifecta. You need beautiful, you need a clean past, and her behavior towards you has to be spot on. That is what determines a woman's value. Always. I came up with that. I know it's true. Now, I'll slide over. This is the woman's values chart. Okay, 0 to 3 is a disgusting monster. Okay, that's a big bitch. I mean, that's a bitch you gotta wheel around in maybe a fucking semi-truck or a concrete wheelbarrow for all my blue collar guys. That's a nasty bitch. 4 to 6 is average. Okay, average is ugly, by the way. I just want to preface that. Average is not like if you hooked up with any of them, you would not brag about it, you wouldn't tell anyone. They're average. Like a 4, 5, 6 is just like mediocre. And a lot of guys inflate the numbers of the rankings of the girls they get with because they're coping, to be completely honest. A 7 to 8 is wife material. Like, you would wife that up. You would post it on Instagram, you'd be stoked about it to your friends and family. They are attractive women. A 9 to 10 plus is the 0.001%. Like a true 9 to 10. I think a lot of guys rank in a very delusional headspace. Like a true fucking 9 to 10 is elite. Like you don't see them walking around. Like they are supermodels. They're on yachts. They're with billionaires. They're with athletes. They are elite. Most of the women you find hot are gonna be in the 7-8 range. Most of them. Because most of the time, like you're just not even in the right areas to even see an 9 to 10. Like, are you in a big city? Are you in Monaco? That's where they are. Like, that's where they are. You're kidding yourself by averaging everyone up that you've been with. Like 9 to 10, they're not over 23. It's impossible, right? I should add an age, but 9 to 10, they're 18 to 22, supermodel. Like the 0.01%. If they're older than that but attractive, right? Then they just go down to the 7, 8. But you can't kid yourself by rating, right? Because a lot of guys are like, no, I'm good with girls, and they tell me they're 7s, but I look at them and I'm like, that's a fucking 4. That's a 3. I literally had it with this DM, this one guy. He was like, oh, this girl's so hot. Oh my God. I'm like, show me a picture. She was like 35 and like blonde. I'm like, dude, your standards are just horrendous. So now that we understand the graph, let's look at the graph. If you notice, men that have a 0 to 2 skill set get 0. You don't even get the 1s. You don't even get the disgusting monsters. Because women date up. It's hypergamy. They're always dating up. So if a woman's a 2, she at least wants a man that's a 3. At least. So if you're a 2 and down as a man, you are truly invisible. Like, you get 0. Absolutely 0. Now, if you look at the graph, you will always find that men rank higher than the women they're with. Every single fucking time. Every single time. A woman's a 2 is with a man that is a 3, right? Woman's a 4, she wants a guy that's a 5 to 6. And that's why I'm saying, if you're in this realm, right? If you're a man that has a 3 to 5 dating value or dating skill set, you are with disgusting monsters because women date up and because women can have sex 30 times a day with different men, right? It's not even a challenge, even if they're ugly and disgusting, because all you 3 to 5ers are going to just be horny and just go do it. And so here's the problem. Here is the point of this entire chart that I'm talking to you about. You are a guy that is in the 6 or 7 range, getting 4 to 6s, and you're confused why you don't have 7 to 8s. Let me tell you what. As a woman increases her value, a lot of it's already predisposed, so it's not really a practical progression. It's just like, oh, she has great value. When a woman has a fantastic value, right, her dating pool is gigantic, okay? If you're talking 9s and 10s, you're now competing with billionaires. Congratulations. You're now competing with fucking Leo. I've been with the same women as Justin Bieber, Dan Bilzerian. That is the territory. Because you can only get to hot, right? You can only get to value. What does that mean for you? That means if you are not with elite game and value, you're cooked. You don't stand a chance because their dating pool, their options are so massively gigantic that your skill set is the constraint. It is your bottleneck. So let me give you an example to really, really make this clear. Let's say you are a 7 on the man's dating scale. Okay, you're a 7. Redeemable, honorable, but I know you want 8, 9, 10, right? And right now the 7, you're with a 6, right? You're dating 6s. And you're like, I'm a 7, but like, how do I get 8, 9s, and 10s? Okay, how you treat a 6 is not how you can treat a fucking 8, 9, or 10. Your game, the exact game that you run on women right now, does not convert at the highest levels, okay? It's like sports. Tim Tebow, great example. Just watched a documentary about it. Tim Tebow was one of the best college football players of all time, definitely in his era, okay? So he, at the time, in college football, was a 7 on the NFL scale, but a 10 in college football. But that 10 in college football, on the big stage, NFL, he dropped it down to a 7. Why? Because your game in college football doesn't work in the NFL. Your game in the minor leagues with 6s does not convert and work at the big leagues. Do you get it? Your game is minor league game. It's college football game. It's not at the highest level. So it doesn't fucking work. You fall flat. You don't get traction, you don't get attraction, you don't get interest, etc. And you blame it on your looks or your money. Wrong. It is your game. It's your ability to play the game that is stopping you because you don't have the skills. You don't. Just like level with me. Because if you did, you would be doing it. But this is changeable. Like there's no reason to cry right now. I know you're probably fucking looking at this, you're like, oh, snap out of it. You just need to get better. You just need to get better. You need to up your skill set. The text you send the 6 or the 7 don't work at this level. How you set plans don't work at this level. Where you go with this girl doesn't work with this level. How you behave on a date doesn't fucking work with this girl. Nothing that you're doing is going to convert at the highest level of the game. That is why you're stuck, because you're playing your game and it's not converting at the highest level. And for you to want to be with a 10, you have to be an 11 skill set. 8, you have to be a 9. You have to be the pinnacle of men in dating. So you need to learn new skill sets. You need to improve your game. You need to learn new talk tracks, new strategies, new ways to date, new conversations, new ways to spike emotion, because your game is not there. It does not convert. You're bringing high school skill set to the fucking big leagues and getting crushed because you cannot afford to make an error when you're dealing with these types of women. You can't do it. It's a game of inches. I feel like I'm getting everybody ready for like a halftime performance in football or something, but this is like a hype up speech. It's a game of inches at this level. If I were to text, theoretically, I am in God mode, okay? Self-plays. I'm in God. I've dated celebrities. I'm Eskimo brothers with very famous people. I've done it. I've seen it, okay? I've done it. I've seen it. Now, I'm at a 10 plus. If I were to run my game, I wouldn't need to run the same game on a 4 that I would a 9. I literally could just walk right up to a 4 on the street right now, and I guarantee I'd close the same day. Because I don't even need to. 4s don't need the 10 game. They don't. They're desperate. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. But when you have that much competition and options as a very, very high value woman, you have the pick of the litter. And so you can't make mistakes. You have to be flawless with your game, with your execution, with your confidence, etc. They're flawless because you can't afford it. You can make every mistake in the book with a fucking 6, a 5. They don't care. They're bums. They vape and they're from a trailer park and, you know, they got some tits. Like, they don't care. When you're dealing with people that hang around with, like, politicians, like, you can't do that shit. You need to be an elevated version. That's why I'm watching this content, so you can get to this level, this God mode level, to where your game is finally executing and has success at the highest level. That's what you have to fucking do. That is how you date 8, 9s, and 10s. When you develop the skill set and the mindset and the dating aura and motion of those levels, and you can compete at the highest level, that's when you can easily date 8, 9s, and 10s. But you're not gonna get there unless you improve. So if you want to get there, you know what to do. I'll get you there in 90 days. But it takes a lot of fucking work, and it's really intense, and I'm very blunt, and I'm not like super sugarcoaty. So if you're up for that and you want to put the fucking work in, and you're sick and tired of settling with the 7-Eleven cashier and the average bitch, apply below. We'll see what you got. I'll see you in the next video.